From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, June 28th. It's going to be partly cloudy, hot, and humid today with a high of 88 degrees. There are some scattered showers possible in the afternoon and evening, but really the headline of the day is just that humidity. You can feel it right when you walk out the door. And divers with the Indianapolis Fire Department are heading back out this morning to pull a car out of the White River. IFD says the car went into the water just after 5:30 yesterday afternoon. This was near Oliver Avenue and South White River Parkway West Drive. According to firefighters, the car went off the road, down an embankment, through some barriers, and then finally into the water. They say that somebody saw a man walking away from where the car went in, but they're not sure if that was the driver. IFD tells News 8 that they do have the license plate number of the car and are working to see who it belongs to. Indiana's fourth black bear has been spotted. The animal was seen in Vanderburgh County. Somebody spotted it just before sunrise yesterday morning. A DNR mammologist says seeing a black bear is expected with expanding bear populations in neighboring states. So a landowner in the northeast area of the county took some photos of the bear, and that's how the DNR confirmed that it is indeed a black bear. The department says black bears are rarely aggressive towards humans, but they do have some advice. Don't feed it. Keep your distance. And here's one for you. Don't climb a tree. Bears can climb trees. That's not a good idea. Just wait in a vehicle or building for the bear to leave the area instead. So if you're outside, you can shout, wave your arms, and back away slowly. To learn how to report sightings of a bear, just grab your phone, go to our website, wishtv.com, click on the As Seen on Wish TV tab. And so there you can report if you see that bear. But last sighting was in Vanderburgh County. A Rose-Hulman graduate is among the 152 people who remain unaccounted for from the condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. The school shared on social media that Luis Pettengill, his wife, and their 3 children are missing. Rose-Hulman says Pettengill graduated in 2007 with a civil engineering degree. The college writes in part, "We hope that Luis and his family will emerge safely from this tragedy." And this morning, Miami police are identifying 4 more victims. Police say Leon Olikowski, Luis Bermudez, Ana Ortiz, and Cristina Beatriz Elvira were all found on Saturday. That brings the total to 9 people killed in the collapse. Isabel Rosales talked to family members of the victims who were able to visit the rubble.
Family members of people who died and of those still missing bussed to the site at Champlain Towers South on Sunday.
I want to hug my mom and be reunited. It's the worst nightmare of my life.
Buses full of loved ones taking an opportunity to visit the rubble, to reflect and pray, and to see for themselves the search and rescue operations underway.
The pain that they're going through, the suffering, the unimaginable sort of desperation to get answers was relieved by that action.
As the hours go by since the building first collapsed, families cling to hope.
My father's mother is inside the building.
Michael Noriega's 92-year-old grandmother, Hilda Noriega, is among the missing. He says his family found photos and a birthday card belonging to her shortly after arriving on the scene Thursday morning.
It's just a beautiful message in the mess of everything. It's very comforting to be able to see this, because really, what are the chances?
Officials say there's no timeline on when the search and rescue effort will change to search and recovery. But on day 4 of the search for survivors, Miami-Dade County Fire Chief candid about what crews are facing in the rubble.
I mean, it's horrific. We don't have voids that we would be hoping for, things that we're looking for. Not that they're we're still looking.
In Surfside, Florida, I'm Isabel Rosales.
And this morning, officials are warning about fake fundraising pages for the families of the condo collapse. The Better Business Bureau is advising people to only donate to established charities. The BBB is stressing that if you'd rather support a crowdfunding campaign, just be careful about the posting, read the wording carefully, and make sure the funds will be used for specific purposes. Airstrikes in Iraq and Syria were ordered by President Biden. Overnight, the president authorized the strikes against 3 facilities the Department of Defense believes are being used by Iran-backed militia groups near the Iraq-Syrian border. According to the Department of Defense, the targets were operational and weapons storage facilities. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that the airstrikes are serious and a specific threat. A group of senators from both parties is asking the CDC and TSA for updated mask guidance for travelers. The agencies are asked for a timeline on when new guidelines for planes and buses will be available. Right now, everyone must wear a mask on public transportation, regardless of vaccination status, as well as in airports and on airplanes. Health officials in several countries are keeping a close eye on a new variant of COVID-19. This strain's being called Delta Plus, a mutation of the Delta variant. There are at least 200 known cases in 11 countries so far, including the United States. Health experts are trying to understand just how quickly it spreads compared to other variants observed during the pandemic. The main concern of U.S. health officials remains the Delta variant as the vaccination rates continue to drop off all across the country. Former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb believes the approach to get people vaccinated needs to change.
We also need to move away from sort of a top-down national campaign to get people vaccinated and make more of a grassroots campaign, empower local leaders, local physicians to try to help reach out into their communities to get people vaccinated. We need to get into the vaccines into the hands of doctors, make it easier for doctors to supply vaccines in their offices.
Gottlieb says vaccination rates could pick up again in the fall as more adults return to work and vaccine-eligible children get back to school. A local steakhouse will be the site of a pop-up vaccine clinic today. Both the Harry Nizzi's downtown and on 82nd Street are taking part starting at 11 this morning. The Moderna and Johnson & Johnson shots will be available. There will also be hourly drawings for restaurant gift cards. Then there's also a Northeast Shot Clinic. It will have all three shots available. That starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon at Castleton United Methodist Church on Shadeland Avenue. And schools are bracing for a surge of kindergartners after many parents kept young children home during the pandemic. We're also taking a look at the effects here in Indiana. Hamilton Southeastern School says they had a drastic decrease in kindergartners this past year, so they were expecting a surge for this fall, but instead, they say they're seeing average kindergarten numbers, but more first graders.
I wouldn't say there was like a boom as far as, huge percentages, but I definitely have seen pockets of kids more so than in years prior that are coming to first grade straight out of a private kindergarten.
Jennifer Ricketts is the principal at Hoosier Road Elementary School in Fisher. She says more kids switched to private school during the pandemic or skipped kindergarten and preschool altogether. According to the National Institute for Early Education Research, preschool enrollment dropped from 71% to 54% during the health crisis. So educators are concerned kids will be less prepared heading into kindergarten this year and expecting more students than the year before. At Hamilton Southeastern, the district just confirmed plans to be 100% capacity in person 5 days a week in the fall. Masks will be required on buses, but are only encouraged while on school grounds, a plan that this principal thinks a lot of parents have been waiting for before making enrollment decisions.
Families that haven't enrolled yet this summer, I think they're still waiting to see what kind of safety precautions are probably going to be put in place, still filling it out. But I think that we haven't, there's just a lot of different reasons. Perhaps we haven't seen a huge uptick in enrollment, but it's more on pace for prior years.
Parents are encouraged to register their kids for school sooner rather than later so the districts can plan ahead staffing-wise. School starts in early August at HSE. This morning, police are trying to track down the people who ran off after firing several gunshots downtown this weekend. IMPD got reports of the gunfire around 1 yesterday morning along 2 blocks of Meridian Street, south of the Circle, where there are several bars. Police didn't say how many people ran off, but officers did clear everyone else from the area at the time and found shell casings on the ground. And lawmakers are split on what's behind an increase in crime across the country. Some Republicans, including Indiana Congressman Jim Banks, are pointing to the police reform movement.
Senator Biden in 2002 wrote an op-ed and he said more cops clearly means less crime. You will not hear Joe Biden say that today, because today Joe Biden is being held hostage in the White House by the Squad and the radicals in the Democrat Party who control their party, who have spent the last year stigmatizing one of the most honorable professions in America.
White House advisor Cedric Richmond does not believe the crime spike can be blamed on police reform efforts. Instead, he believes it's time to devote more money and resources to figure out the root causes of violence.
We also support investing in these cities so that they can replenish their law enforcement and we can tackle gun violence, where the guns are coming from, who's using the guns, how do we do it in a comprehensive manner.
As we've talked about here, President Biden has announced cities and states could use $350 billion in COVID relief aid to tackle crime and fund police departments. President Biden is backing off a threat to veto a bipartisan infrastructure plan. When word first broke of the deal last week, the president said he would only sign it if his American Families Plan passes too.
I control that. If they don't come, I'm not signing it. Real simple. If only one comes to me, I'm not. If this is the only thing that comes to me, I'm not signing it. It's in tandem.
The American Families Plan is $1.8 trillion, a package of spending on health care, child care, and education. Biden is now rescinding his threat. He says the two plans are not a package deal. In a statement from the White House, Biden writes, "Our bipartisan agreement does not preclude Republicans from attempting to defeat my family's plan. Likewise, they should have no objections to my devoted efforts to pass that family's plan and other proposals in tandem." Republican Senator Rob Portman of Ohio says he's glad the president clarified his position.
It was a surprise, to say the least, that those two got linked. And I'm glad they've now been delinked, and it's very clear that we can move forward with a bipartisan bill that's broadly popular.
President Biden, there's no doubt in my mind, never has been a doubt in my mind, that he is anxious for this bill to pass and for him to sign it.
West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin says he believes the infrastructure bill will have enough support to pass the Senate. There's no word on when the deal could be brought for a vote. Former President Trump's lawyers are meeting with prosecutors from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. A source familiar with the situation tells CNN that Trump's lawyers are asking prosecutors not to follow through with criminal charges against the Trump Organization. As we've reported here, the district attorney has been looking into benefits provided to the company's executive employees. New York prosecutors told Trump lawyers that the criminal charges could be filed against the organization as early as this week. There is no indication at this point that Donald Trump or members of his family will be charged. Today, the trial begins for pharmaceutical giants and their alleged role in the opioid crisis. Johnson & Johnson will not be a part of it. The company agreed Saturday to pay $230 million in a settlement with the state of New York. The money will go toward prevention and treatment of opioid addiction. Johnson & Johnson also will not be allowed to make or sell opioids in New York. The city of Indianapolis is opting out of its share of the national settlement over the crisis. That means that the city will have to file its own lawsuits against companies independently. Now, the state of Indiana is expected to receive more than $700 million. The Michigan governor has declared a state of emergency for Detroit after the area saw heavy rainfall this weekend. Jennifer Ann Wilson spoke to drivers who were trapped in the middle of the freeway.
It just happened all of a sudden. It wasn't even no water.
Then all of a sudden there was lots of water gushing onto the freeway, according to multiple drivers.
And all the water was just coming on the freeway,
And suddenly, man, just hit a wall of water here, and there was no recourse, nothing I could do afterwards.
My car started floating. I'm like, oh my God!
Nicole was heading home on I-94 near Livernois just after midnight.
The big old hole where the water was coming out, it was just coming out real fast. It just seemed like, I don't know, it was unreal. It seemed like I was in a movie.
The water levels rose quickly on I-94.
When my driver door went open, I'm like, wait a minute. My passenger door went up. I said, oh, Lord Jesus. I got out and jumped in the back, tried to open up my back door. I just got to kicking it.
She finally got out of the vehicle and says with the help of drivers nearby, she made it to safety.
We was holding each other's hands. It was like a movie. We was like in a rescue, we weren't about to die out here, serious.
Mr. Ronald Foster had to climb out the window of his 04 Mercedes, and when he did, he noticed women in a car nearby needed help too.
So it was 3 older women. They couldn't make it up the side. Obviously, they couldn't go over the fence line, and so we kind of took shelter under the viaduct.
As he assisted the 3 ladies, all 4 of them getting to safety, he noticed others trying to help the dozens of other motorists escape the water.
There was a gentleman out here. He had a canoe, a kayak, and he was paddling and just trying to check for survivors and see if anybody needed help at all.
As the sun rose, water levels did too. Rescue boats and divers went beneath the water to search to ensure everyone was able to make it out before their vehicles submerged.
Again, that was Jennifer Ann Wilson reporting. Detroit Public Works is opening roads as it clears standing water blocked by clogged street drains. The east and west coasts are bracing for more brutally hot temperatures. Britt Conway reports one is expected to be even worse than the other.
Record-breaking heat. This time of year, the Pacific Northwest is usually about 70 degrees, but not now. Temperatures have been well into the triple digits in cities like Portland and Seattle. Nearly 20 million people in the region are under an excessive heat warning through Thursday, and hundreds of daily high temperature records are forecast to be broken through the week. At Portland International Airport, the all-time hottest temperature was recorded Sunday, 112 degrees, and it could be broken this week. Seattle set its all-time high Sunday, too, at 104. Thousands of people across both Washington and Oregon lost power Sunday night because of the heat. And for those with power, that doesn't mean they have AC.
Oh yeah, soak up that AC.
Take a look. Air conditioning in the West and Northwest is less common than anywhere else in the country. A U.S. Census Bureau survey says more than 50% of Seattle homes don't have it. Cities are setting up cooling centers and opening senior centers, libraries, and community centers for people to cool down.
Heat is a stress on the body. It's a stress on the mind. It is uncomfortable to be hot for long periods of time.
Uncomfortable and dangerous.
So you might get nausea, headaches, lightheadedness, muscle cramps.
Make sure you're paying extra attention to yourself, to your health.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Indiana's fireworks rules start this week. Between tomorrow and July 3rd, you can set them off from 5 in the evening until 2 hours after sunset. July 4th, they're okay from 10 in the morning through midnight. Then from the 5th through the 9th, the shorter evening hours apply again. Fines are different depending on where you are. In Fishers, for instance, you'll have to pay $125 the first time you break the rules and $250 if you do it again. And getting those fireworks could be a struggle for some of you. A national fireworks shortage is affecting local stores. News 8's Katie Wisely spoke to industry experts about how this is driving up prices.
Customers are stocking up.
It has been fairly consistent with people coming in and buying fireworks.
Cashiers are filling bags and swiping credit cards, and sales all over the board.
They've been all the way down to 1,000 to maybe 20,000.
Jake's Fireworks in Indianapolis typically gets 5 to 6 truckloads of new product a season. This year, only 4, as the shortage hits stores across the country.
It has to do with getting them here more than anything. And that's what we know here. It's just you're waiting on it, and you're waiting on it, and you're waiting on it.
Industry experts say there's not an exact percentage on price increase because there's too many variables for one number. But the total cost could be higher than years past.
That's right. Gotta get the puppy dog.
The other prices are probably a little bit higher this year.
The now year-round store says it's important to remember there are rules.
Just be safe with it is all I would say. And be conscientious of your neighbors. Find a safe place to do it and do it in the hours that they want you to do it.
Starting Monday, the Marion County Fireworks Ordinance begins. From June 28th through July 3rd, residents can use fireworks from 5 p.m. until 2 hours after sunset. That's also the case from July 5th through July 9th. But on July 4th, there's an exception. Fireworks can be used from 10 a.m. until midnight. For now, the best advice? To get in line. Stores could soon look bare.
I spent over $700.
I'm Katie Wisely, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And we now have the latest version of one of America's most dominant teams. The women's gymnastics team is set for the Tokyo Games. This year, teams only have 4 members, down from 5. So Simone Biles, Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, and Grace McCallum will compete as a team. Michaela Skinner and Jade Carey will be in individual events. The USA women's gymnastics team has won gold in the past 2 Olympics. And police in France are looking for the woman who caused a massive pileup at the Tour de France. The fan stepped in front of the leaders with a cardboard sign, smacking one of the cyclists, causing him to fall. Then dozens more followed. The wreck sent some of the athletes to the hospital. You may have seen this video around. It's incredible, just devastating. The race stopped to sort it all out. Authorities are now asking the woman to come forward. They say that she left the scene before investigators could get there. And finally, to some business headlines. The number of jobless benefit recipients is falling at a faster rate in states canceling enhanced and extended payments this month. suggesting that ending the aid could push more people to take jobs. The Wall Street Journal study found the extended benefits worsen the workforce issues businesses are facing. The federal benefits are set to expire in early September, but states can opt out before then. You may remember Indiana had opted out, but then there was a lawsuit filed, and now they have readopted those benefits. Most American voters believe that 5 tech giants, including Facebook and Google, have too much power. A Fox News survey of 1,001 registered voters found that 63% believe Facebook has too much power. 55% believe Google has too much. 53% say Twitter has too much power. And 52% say the same about Apple. Southwest Airlines plans to raise its minimum wage to $15 an hour to retain and attract employees as the economy and aviation industry rebound. More than 7,000 existing employees stand to benefit from the move when it begins August 1st. The Lego Group is one step closer to reaching its goal of making all of its products from sustainable material by 2030. Lego said the plastic from discarded bottles makes up the first brick to meet the company's strict quality and safety requirements. It will be some time before bricks made from recycled material can be purchased, Lego said, but the company will continue to test and develop the products. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast.
The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.